Nithya Raman appears poised to retain her seat on the LA City Council as her lead in last week's primary remains above the 50% threshold needed to avoid a November runoff. Today, Raman's main opponent, Ethan Weaver, called her to concede the race.
With more, we are joined by LA Magazine's John Rigardi. His latest column is 7 Lessons from the Los Angeles Elections. John, always good to have you. Thanks for being here. How far we've come since March 5th, election night. What is your main takeaway from Raman's apparent outright win?
Well, this was a race that was defined by how people feel about homelessness. Huge issue, obviously, across Los Angeles and in Nithya Raman's 4th district, which stretches from Los Feliz to Reseda. Nithya Raman said again and again, I have made progress. I have housed hundreds of people. They've gotten off the streets out of tent and into housing. Her opponent, Deputy City Attorney Ethan Weaver, tried to say, no, that has not been the case. There are too many encampments outside of schools, outside of other businesses, but the voters clearly came out, said that we believe that Nithya Raman has made enough progress. Two fascinating things. One, over 64,000 people voted in this district, so really high turnout. And Nithya Raman also benefited from, some strong endorsements. Mayor Karen Bass endorsed her and was very visible as well. She had the support of the endorsement of the LA Times and the LA County Democratic Party. I think those really made the day for her and enabled her to win a second term.
Another incumbent running in Council District 14 is Kevin De León. You came on the night before the election and you said, pay attention to a tenant right lawyer who is not getting very much attention, named Ysabel Jurado. The other two in this race, Miguel Santiago and Wendy Carrillo, are assembly members, more establishment figures. And look at that, Jurado out #1 right now.
Yeah, and this has been absolutely fascinating. But as we discussed then, I'm not all the way that surprised. There were 3 elected officials. We know as well that Kevin De León had taken flack for more than a year in the wake of that racist audio recording. And Ysabel Jurado running to the left as a very progressive candidate. She had the clearest differentiated lane. So she has made it onto the runoff. Kevin De León also in the runoff, about 35,000 people. Of course, what we have to keep in mind is, whether you come in first or second in March, that doesn't matter. It's how you finish in November.
Well, you write about this, one of your takeaways is about the progressive movement. You even say the progressive movement has legs. LA appears to be much more hard left than the rest of the state. Go ahead and expand on that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We started to see this happen a few years ago, 4 years ago when Nithya Raman first won. Then 2 years ago, 2 other city council members who are on this very progressive side, believing in things like defunding or even abolishing the police, a lot of different thoughts in terms of criminal justice. They won. That was Eunice Hernandez and Hugo Soto Martinez. And so now here we have this election. Nithya Raman has defended her seat. As we just referenced, Ysabel Jurado is moving on to the runoff. In Council District 2, another progressive candidate is on to the runoff, Jillian Burgos. And let's not forget, maybe the biggest progressive figure of all in LA County, District Attorney George Gascon, elected on a huge criminal justice reform movement. He only got 25%, so he didn't get nearly as high as he probably wanted. But again, he is on to the runoff. So really, Marla, an incredibly strong showing for left-leaning progressives in Los Angeles this year.
And you don't see the same thing happening across the state. You see Proposition 1 really, really close. You see some more centrist candidates winning in other places, but the city of Los Angeles remains pretty far left, even as places like San Francisco try to veer more towards the center. Interesting.
Absolutely.
John Rigardi, thanks for your analysis. Appreciate it. You can check out his work at lamag.com.